Hello darlings, I hope you are able to see me and hear me talking. Okay, now I see myself on the screen. Hello darlings, and welcome to join me today for this live stream video. And I just got final instructions from my son how to end this video. I hope I will manage in an hour or so. But let's start. Okay. Yes, now I can see myself, and it doesn't have even that much delays. So today I am going to show you how to create some vintage style frames for your New Year's motto or a theme, maybe, if you like. I haven't attached these, so I could show them better for you. But I tell you a bit about this idea first. I thought that hello from Finland to Pittsburgh. I wanted to make a frame for myself to remind me about size or shape. Would be the best. And hello to Michigan from Finland too. So I thought that a theme for a new year would be perfect. Maybe I dwell in possibility, or this is my absolute favorite. Not knowing when the dawn will come, I open every door. And I think this theme will be my precious one for the new year, to remind me that even though there are some doors that are inevitably closing, some doors will always open and the dawn will come. And you can choose whichever quote or poem or a phrase or sentence you wish, and you don't need to do this rustic vintage style if you don't want to, but I will show you how to do it. And the reason why I haven't attached these is because I haven't figured out how to actually hang them yet, because I thought I would make some fancy bow or something from luscious silk ribbon and then hang it from the wall or something, but I didn't have time to do it today, so here they are as they are right now. I used this memory hardware resin frame that I do have in double, so it kind of decided itself what I'm going to do today. It's this one, and there are quite a few steps needed in here. So I try to be quick and make it finished in an hour or so. But if you miss some item or material I'm using, don't worry. I have already written a blog post about it, and I will press publish a button right after finishing this video, so you will be able to check all the colors and materials I used. But now let's start. I will start with this one. This Rust Effect Paste by Finnabair, of course, because you know I'm doing it for Finnabair. This is the green colored one, the moss. I think it's from the old walls series, and because I'm using a resin frame, I don't need to use gesso. I tested and it didn't make any difference. So I forgot to take my larger brush. Actually, I don't need it because I would use it for gesso. But if you use wooden frames or whatever frames that kind of absorb the mediums, do use gesso first. But because this doesn't actually absorb anything, this resin, I can start just using the paints or pastes immediately. I want it to look really old and rustic because that's the look I simply adore, and therefore I try to get as many sand grains that's in the paste as possible to cluster here and there to make it look really old. And I'll go through the whole frame like it. Hello Rose, I figured it out in the end how to. I was missing the live button from my Instagram, but my son helped me. Okay, I don't know about you. How? What's your opinion about the new year? It's kind of really. How can I say it? I just lost the English word, but you know, it's kind of twofold issue for me because somehow it inevitably makes you think about new beginnings and choices and things that you have done or haven't done in the past year, and what you would do differently, and what you know, the ifs and whats and hows, and somehow these might make you feel good. Usually they make me feel really inadequate, and you know, noticing all the things I have failed to do, and I don't, how to say it, I don't like to make any New Year's promises because you never know what a year brings. Like this 2020 has maybe shown us all. Life has a tendency to surprise us, and got some very specific ideas we may not have anything to say about, but it's not just this year. I haven't done any New Year's resolutions like in 10 years or so. I prefer to pick an idea or a theme or a motto or a poem or something, or a quote, and just that inspires me and encourages me. Maybe not so much urges me to do something or be something, just encourages me. Now, this is from the same old wall series, Effect Paste, but this is cool grey. Actually, I think it's more blue than grey, but you know, from the same series, and this isn't quite dry yet. This greener paste, and that's why how I like it. I want to add just a tiny bit of blue here and there to make sure it's really uneven looking, because we are going to blend the coloring quite nicely later. But at this point, the more contrast I have, the better it will look in the end, in my opinion. Okay, that was it. And now I need to use a bit of heating tool because I want it to be dry, and add some crackle paste. Here's my heating tool. Okay, and now you can see why I was in such a hurry to begin, because I am going to use crackle paste that does, is recommended to dry overnight or something. But I tested it 3 times, and I hope I can repeat the process this 4th time. And I think it might be the resin or something that I actually managed to get the crackle effect, even if I used heating tool a lot. So I'll be adding a generous amount of this clear crackle paste by Finnabair, so that there will be some cracks coming. Greetings from Germany. Greetings to Germany too, from Finland. Okay, now I will put this aside. This was the clear crackle paste, obviously, because I didn't want to hide the paint beneath it. So clear crackle paste, and now I am going to heat it a bit, then let it cool. Heat it a bit and let it cool a couple of times. And sorry, I think it's not worth talking, me talking a while, because you can't hear anything because of the noise. Sorry about that. Okay, now I think it might be the resin, because it gets really warm while heating it, so it kind of quickens the crackling process, and somehow it maybe works better with this resin frame than it would do with plastic or wood or paper mache or something, because I haven't managed to achieve this kind of immediate effect with those one. If you have, please do as you have found that is working for you. I just take those extreme blendiness of from the frame, and continue. Okay, and I need to let it cool a bit. I know it would be a wiser not to include crackle paste for a live stream video, but I also tested one frame without the crackle paste, and it didn't quite manage the same look. So I thought that I could show you how I did it, and then you can decide if you leave it out or decide to use it. Okay, now it's cool and I can continue. Okay, it hasn't dried completely yet, but I don't let it bother me because I have done this before and realized that it doesn't matter. I can do the next step even if it's not completely dry yet. So now I am going to use pitch black and dark chocolate impasto paints for making just gentle shadowing or highlighting to the frame. And oh Gabi, yes, these frames are absolutely gorgeous. I have saved these for maybe 2 years now because I haven't had the heart to use them. But then I decided that, well, if you don't use them, there is not so much joy than if you actually use them for something. And I block up the courage and took them for this project. And now, and as you can see, I'll use a lot of water and just a hint of paint and mix the brown and black together, and then I add it here and there with baby wipe. I will wipe most off, but I make sure that there is some of it here and there, like this. You could use liquid acrylics too, or even metallic paints, but I happened to have these at hand, and I think it's because they are not finished. They suit best for this vintage project. Although I usually love using liquid acrylics for any project. Okay, now I think, this is the part I keep forgetting. I want to look for the sides too. Okay, like this. And now I'm again using the heating tool, which helps the crackling process to continue too. Okay, now it's really hot. Hello from Poland. Hello to Poland too, from Finland. And Gabi, thank you. I made the arrangements to kind of inspire myself. But you know, this is this space I'm working with. It's actually an old shelf from our wardrobe that I have used soft matte gel and put some 1800 Bible sheets on it as my working surface, because I love it. It's so vintage looking. It's much better than some IKEA desk, tablets or something. Now, I just use a bit of this heating tool again to see if I could dry these white bits a bit. Okay, because they do dry, but these white crackle clusters, but I still put a bit of paint over them, so that because I'm using white paint next, so I won't be confusing which was which. Okay, now I'm using linen impasto paints. You could use gesso or you can use white, but I didn't want an exact bright white, but something lighter looking. Oh, I just ran out from the last one and forgot to open this one. It might help a bit to get the paint out. I love this shade. It's so perfect for vintage projects. Okay, now there's two ways you could do it to kind of add a gentle layer of lighter color to the frame. You could use plenty of water or even a spray and add wash over the whole frame, or then you can use a really dry brush and put you know, really strong layers of white. For this one I have used the spray option, and for this one I have used the strong white option, and I don't think you can actually know the difference much because there is this white pearl wax over everything, but test what's working for you. I think I'm going to a bit of mixed both styles, because if you use a lot of this white paint, you will get nice rusty effect of strong white parts, but then it also will hide the darker parts a bit. And now I'm taking a bit off with the baby wipe like this, and as you can see there is still white left in there, and then I will add something to the sides too. Okay. I hope I'm just checking that the video is continuing. Yes, it is. Good, because for a moment I thought it was paused. Yes, the white pearl wax is so beautiful to use, and it's so delicately you know, just it's like a whisper of white. I love the gentleness of the wax. It's perfect for some not so obvious effects. Okay, I'll change my baby wipe. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look the prettiest of frames at the moment, but don't be afraid. Hi, it's so lovely to see you commenting here. Now I am going to add some mica powders for golden effects, and after that you can start seeing how it will start coming together. But first again I will heat it a bit so that the crackling process continues. Okay, I noticed that the crackling actually continued for a while after I had finished the frames, so it made them looking even better after a while. But I think every time I heat it, it kind of helps the process going on, so I try to remember to do it once in a while. Now I'm mixing some different shades of golden and brown. I think they are all from different mica powder sets, because I happen to have all three ones, so I'm not absolutely sure if they are all from different sets. But you can of course use also paints and other ingredients. Actually, I'm taking a tinier brush this time, but I love these mica powders so much that I simply cannot resist using them. They make the perfect gilding effect to the frame. Okay, like this. I add a bit of golden mix here and there. Because I want it to look old, like the paint is peeling off, and it's found from the famous attic I'm always referring to. I wish I could find that attic someday with all the great stuff I'm imagining emerging from it. Okay, and now I am going to use the black impasto paint, acrylic paint, and the brown mica powder to use to make even more shadowing to the frame. But I'm using this mix because I don't have black mica powder, but on the other hand I want it to be a bit of metallic looking, so that's why I'm mixing those two mediums. And again I'm using it here and there. Not too much, but just a little to make all the beautiful shapes to kind of stand out. And as you can see, the lighter golden parts are still visible beneath this layer. And you can play. This is the part I could use hours after hours, because I love it so much, this shadowing process. Now it's starting to, as you can see, it's starting to resemble something that's going to look like a frame someday. And then the sides too. I think baby wipes are the perfect companion for this kind of project, because it just makes it so simple to add layers and then take the half off if you like. Okay. Now I'm going through the frame once more to see if there is some need to kind of blending the paints together a bit, like this. And now I'm using the heating tool. Oh, did I do too many layers? But don't worry, Gabi. I have the. It's all written down in my blog, so you can find it there. It's the mouthful. I'll link it to this. It's Harvinaisen kaunis elämä in Finnish. My blog, the Finnish name of it. But I will link the post to this to the comments, so you will find all the layers I'm creating. I have listed it there. Now I'm using the heating tool again. Okay, now I need to let it cool a bit, but as you can see, you don't actually maybe have a clue that there is or could have a clue that there is these pastes underneath in the first layer and first and the second layer, because they are completely painted over. But these make the kind of the basic shadowing or shade of the frame. So if you use maybe, oh, I don't have it here, but you know, the white sand effect paste, it would be perfect if you use if you are aiming for lighter colored frame, but as I really wanted it to be darker, those two shades helped to kind of getting started. Gabi, don't be shy to start, because you know, how to say it, it's still so hot that I need to let it cool a bit. I haven't actually done mixed media for that long time either. It's I think it's 2.5 years now when I actually and really honestly heard the word mixed media first time in my life. So and I haven't taken part on many courses. I haven't watch that many videos or tutorials because I'm really lazy watching videos. But what I have done is to test every possible thing that comes to my mind, and that's the way for me that it actually works. Like for instance, for these frames, maybe that could be your New Year's goal or something, to test everything without the fear of failing, because you can't fail with crafting. It should be fun, and it's supposed to be fun, and that's it, right? So test. If it doesn't work, add some gesso and start over, and find your favorite mediums or colors or style or a theme or whatever, and just try it and test what it offers to you. I think that's the main point. Now I'm adding some a bit more these light mica powders to add just a hint of highlights. I try to think crafting and mixed media in a way that the mediums and the materials and the tools are for me and not the other way around. I don't want to be intimidated or afraid of them, or think that, oh, how can I use them? I'm not good, because I seriously am not good, and I learn every day. Every time I start with something, I learn something new, and that's the gloriousness of yes, start really soon. And I know it's hard to start. Maybe, if I say previous life, it means that before I got my brain injury and got my disability pension, I was an Old Testament researcher in Helsinki University and Academy of Finland, and I had to learn in my work that you can't be shy or afraid to start something new, because researching and so on, it's something you need to do. Start something new, and I refused to think about the writer's block or the frightening blank page or something, and I think that's the right attitude for crafting too. Just start. If I had problems with starting writing my study, I would write something completely different, poems or something, and then it turned out to be, when I had filled the pages, I could continue my actual writing. But for these crafting projects, I just think that they are not life-threatening or vital things if I fail. I like you said in your comments, start with smaller projects. They will work perfectly for a start. Now I use a heating tool a bit too. Okay. Oh, big oval mirror sounds brilliant project, but maybe you might want to test the technique first for a smaller project. That would be really wise indeed. Okay, now I am looking my frame in a way that, is it good enough? Well, what I just said about being good enough, you know, with crafting, I mean that if there is something I want to highlight more, or is it good as it is? And I think it's pretty good as it is, because now I'm going to add waxes, and over the waxes it's a bit harder to add paints, because the wax kind of resists the paint a bit. So when you are satisfied with your frame, then you can add some waxes. And I will actually, because I'm a poor chooser, I can't choose. It's one of those lovely side effects of having a brain injury. I can't decide anything. I'm mixing white gold and vintage gold waxes to make, because this is quite yellow and this is quite grayish gold. I want it to kind of echo the colors that are actually in the frame already. That's why I'm adding. I will take this out. Thank you, Linda and Gabi. I'm mixing these two waxes now, and then as a finishing touch I will add white pearl. I think I'm really one of the lucky ones, because I mean in crafting, lucky crafter, because I don't take it too seriously. So that's a really good way of, you know, trying new things, because I don't care so much if it's not perfect and how can I say, just what I wanted. I have learned that in life pretty much nothing comes out as you have planned it to do. Okay, I made a project today, but it's for Finnabair art recipe, and you will see it soon enough. I was starting to do something and came up with absolutely different result altogether, but it came out better than I could have ever imagined in the first place. And that's maybe the wonderful exploring adventure kind of world of crafting for me, that you can never be sure what you are going to get when you start something. That's my way of crafting. Maybe you are a bit more confident and structured and somehow planned crafter, which kind of helps if you are doing furniture and wall decorating or something. But with these small pieces, it's okay to be a bit more, you know, living in a moment, maybe. Now I am adding white pearl wax just a bit. I have this tool here, but I'm only using it a bit later. I want just a hint of this white because it's turning in this particular frame and with these choices of paint, it kind of makes it look silvery, so I don't want to use a lot of it, but just a bit. And like this. I didn't add it much, just a bit. And now I'm using this to kind of blend it all together. And then I see if I want to add something to it. But I think it's for me the tricky part is to actually stop doing it, because I could do and continue and do it forever and ever, and at some point, just like in researching world, maybe you just have to decide what's enough, what's good enough. But when you have time and you don't have a live video ticking off, you can take your time and look what it needs in your opinion. Okay, I think that's it. And now I have these absolutely filthy hands. Because I don't want to ruin my poems. I clean my fingers a bit. Okay, so for this frame, I have used an old cardboard box, shipping box. Conveniently, those are maybe not really rare species just after Christmas. I have just cut a suitable sized piece of cardboard, and then I have printed my choice of poem, and you could use a typewriter. I actually did one with typewriter, but I thought that with this precise frame, this printed font was better looking. And then I dipped this printed, this is just normal printing paper, 80 grams or whatever. I dipped it in coffee for just a second, let it dry. Actually, I used my heating tool because I was so impatient. And then I glued it in this cardboard piece with soft gloss gel, so that it, because this frame doesn't have any glass on it, I wanted it to be a bit protected from dust or you know, splatters. And now I just the next step would be gluing it together. But because this frame doesn't have any hook where I could hang it to the wall or anywhere, I need to attach, maybe I will add from between the cardboard piece and to frame a bit of silk lace, or then I will silk ribbon or lace, and let's see what I will actually do it, because I thought that it would be nice if there's just a tiny, or actually a huge crystal droplet here, and maybe some Swarovski pearls, and then a huge velvet or silk ribbon on the top and something, but maybe just good enough as it is. But you will find also a tutorial for dyeing the laces and silks in my blog, and you can use the same technique in dyeing the paper if you are not familiar with the concept. This is only coffee, and this is for this one I have used coffee, tea, cinnamon, dark chocolate powder, and some rusty nail heads. So it's really and sage, also sage. So there are herbs and nails and stuff. My children always laugh at me when I'm cooking my special portions. But here it was. It wasn't so hard, was it? There are few steps, but they are actually not that hard steps. So it would be wonderful to see what you have done with the technique. It would be lovely. Yes, Linda, thank you. I think that's a good idea, and I haven't actually decided the place where I'm putting it, so that's why I haven't attached the frame yet, because I want the options to be open. But I promise I'll take a photo from the finished one. But now I think my time's starting to run out, and I wish you the most preciously beautiful and safe and inspiring and blessed and everything good for your new year. That's starting quite soon, actually, and let's all hope that there are dwelling some possibilities and new doors opening for each and every one of us. And thank you, all of you, and Gabi, especially for you. I'm so delighted if you got some courage maybe to start something, because what's more important than actually feeling the joy of starting something new or testing something new? That's the most important thing. But now I wish you all a happy new year and see you soon. Now I'm popping into my blog to press the publish button, and then I will add the link on the comment side, so you will see the link soon, so you can start creating your own artwork. And thank you so much, and bye bye. Now I really need to test to see how I actually finished end this video. So thank you so much, and bye bye.